Hey, guys.
The Bryks are finally in their dream home. But the renovation nightmare is far from over.
Dempsey, can you set the DVD player up?
The 5 of them, plus a dog, are still crammed into one bedroom,
Greg, I can't see.
have only a temporary kitchen,
I don't know how these things get dusty every day.
and a single bathroom to battle over. Will they finally get their own space?
As soon as we can spread out, we want to spread out, trust me.
We can't move in without running water. We don't even have a bathroom.
This family of 5, plus their dog, are ready to live under one roof instead of in one room.
They've never had their own rooms.
Ugh, we're about 10,000 over.
But they may have underestimated the cost of getting this runaway remodel under control.
It's really wreaking havoc on our budget and our morale.
Under duress, they deal with blunders,
You sloped it toward the house?
setbacks,
Stop!
and delays.
Oh, God.
What else? What else could possibly happen?
This is Building Bryks.
Oh my God.
The Bryks have blown through more than half their budget and don't have a lot to show for it. They're still crammed into one room, one bathroom,
Excuse me. Stop the thing.
and have only a temporary kitchen.
I'm now having serious second thoughts about why we moved in here.
The kids' rooms only need some minor touch-ups and another coat of paint, but even though it's minor, it has to wait. The Bryks have to prioritize the front and backyard before the weather turns. Without proper grading in the front and back, the Bryks will be risking the expensive waterproofing they did on the foundation of the house. And because they only went halfway, they never did regrade and re-pour the basement floor as was recommended, they don't want to take any chances.
Bye. I'll clean up. Do we have dishwashing stuff?
And speaking of chances, Greg wants to save a buck and wants to dig out the yard himself.
When we first bought the house, we were hoping to have a budget of about $10,000 to do both the front and the backyard. That budget has dwindled significantly.
Danielle's mother and friends have been bargain hunting and dividing their own plants to help Danielle plant her yard on the cheap.
So what do we want to do?
Like a really wide path in stone. I want to have a base that in the winter it's still going to look pretty, so I do want to have some evergreens and some boxwoods and things like that.
What about this thing? Can we chop this back?
We can't just get rid of that.
No, but we can chop it back to the property line. I mean, I don't need to have this here. Look how much. I could go back into here. I could be cutting things all the way back. My yard. Can we use different stones, or is it like that looks a lot like India stone? Because I remember that was a little bit more, right?
As soon as he sees those dollar signs, he just immediately gravitates toward the cheapest options.
What were those little $2 ones? What were those ones called?
Crap.
The path in the front and back isn't too large, but the depth has to be a fairly precise 4 inches. And it must slope away from the house.
We've already done quite a few steps to direct the water away from the house. So we want to continue that with this path.
I might be able to do this all by myself. Maybe.
I'll talk to you in a couple hours.
There had to be easier ways to save money than this, really. Like in fixtures or something.
Greg's work process is a little bit strange. You want me to get the wheelbarrow so you can put it directly in?
Well, yeah, but wasn't it too deep over there? So I'm just putting some of this back there. Danielle is cautiously indulgent when I say I'm going to try to do something.
Can I use the pointed shovel to make the line?
Why? You don't trust my line making skills? Just say it.
I just really want to make the line.
I do lose interest in projects quickly.
Let's just dig.
We're this far apart right now.
Look, let's just get at least the path dug today, please.
I'm not exactly thorough.
Yeah, about 5 inches from that.
From
and
this.
Then we have to work our way that way. That's why it's a little bit odd that we started over here.
I think she fears that at the end of the day, I'm just going to have to, go a little into debt and pay somebody to actually finish the job. If you were my parole officer, I'd for sure rather go back to jail.
It goes a lot faster when you just dig,
Okay, go. Go beat your brothers. Go, go, go. Go.
Renovation or not, life must go on.
Good. Homework. Ella, wash your hands. You were playing in the dirt.
The kids are in school, and everyone is trying to keep a regular routine around the renovation chaos.
We haven't actually been able to find our bowls yet, Ella. So you're gonna have a cup of strawberries.
Okay.
The house is in sort of a state of disarray, as you can see. This stuff we don't play, just loose wood lying around. There's no nails.
I want that for my stage so I can dance. I need to dance and sing, Daddy, or else I'll be stageless.
Wasn't in the budget, Ella. It wasn't in the budget.
The Bryks have fallen into a groove,
G'day, monkeys.
inching towards their goal.
This is going to be so much fun up here, isn't it?
Too bad no one told the weather to cooperate. They're calling it the 100-year rain. It's coming down in sheets and revealing something not too flattering about Greg's front yard handiwork.
What's happening? Why is the water pooling toward the house?
Which way was the slope supposed to go?
No way. Come on.
You wanted a hot tub. I gave you a pool.
Oh my God. Greg, I can't believe you did that. You sloped it toward the house? We need to get a landscaper. The stairs are gonna fall down. The stairs are resting on that.
I think I could fix it.
No, you know
No,
what?
I can fix it.
Oh my God.
Come on, get out of the rain. Let's go.
No, you're not touching the backyard.
It could be worse. It could be in our basement. There's water in the basement. Like lots.
What do you mean? What? How is that possible?
Coming up, Greg and Danielle's gamble was a bust,
It was a biblical flood down here.
and their budget pays the price.
It really is a ton of money.
The Bryks had fallen into a groove. They were juggling the cramped living conditions, their back-to-school lives, and even got their hands dirty with some landscaping.
There had to be easier ways to save money than this.
But that all came crashing down with a thunderstorm.
You sloped it toward the house?
That's right, the basement is back on the scene, and it ain't happy.
So, Mitch, the water pretty much came up to about here.
No way.
In the basement, and like in this area, it was, I don't know, I mean, it was about that deep. It was unbelievable. That was a little bit surprising is because we had just done, you know, the weeping tile along the exterior of the house. And then the first big rain we had, it was, I mean, it was biblical.
Absolutely.
A lot of the water seemed to be coming from here, but it did seem moist toward the edge of
Certainly where the process has already been done.
Yeah.
You've seen the process on the outside. We did the parging, tire plastic, and 4-inch weeping tile all along the base. Now that was a rain like I've never seen in my life. They call it the 100-year rain. You can see right here that the water's leaching low into the wall and not high. It's completely dry up here, but you can see it's moist here. It's not wet, but moist. You can see where the water's leaching up into your bricks and actually relieving itself into the bit of the floor. I assure you, you'll never see water through this wall again. It is completely sealed from the outside. It's forcing its way under and in. It's very unfortunate, but if you look, these rooms were never made to be living spaces.
Just to recap, the Bryks decided to do only half the basement work.
Why don't we try to do the first process and see if that takes care of the problem?
They just sealed the walls and gambled on leaving the floor untreated to save some money. And it was a gamble that didn't pay off.
If you look at even the floor, how thin it is, there's nothing stopping the water. The water's not being controlled beneath the level of the floor at any point.
This is all that's underneath this entire house.
That's it. It's a little inch and a half, like I can almost break it with my hands. You just can't live down here with it like this. You have to properly correct it and...
So to properly correct it, how much?
I would roughly say between 8 and 12.
This seems crazy.
If you're gonna do it, don't do it Mickey Mouse.
But what is the Mickey Mouse way? Like, let's say I
The
want to do a
Mickey Mouse way
here.
would be to put a drain in that low spot right there and put an inch back of concrete on top of it and allow your basement to flood.
It's a lot. It's a lot of money.
They could gamble once again with a $2,000 solution or stop delaying and go with the recommended work. But that means going deeper in the hole.
We weren't even thinking about the 12 that it took to do the exterior, and I really thought that that was going to be kind of it.
I know, but we knew it was a two-step process.
But I just didn't think that it was going to be that big an issue. It really is a ton of money.
To me, it's more important to fix, you know, the structure.
We should grow up at some point, no? We've always just made things look pretty.
Let's do this. Let's waterproof it. We can decide later if we're gonna actually finish the basement, but at least that will be done.
Boys, this is the job right here. Basement floor today. Floor right now, it's 82 from the footing to the ceiling. So what we gotta do is dig her down to 90 inches, 4 inches of concrete, 4 inches of gravel, dig our trenches the whole way around, everything out that window. That's the game plan. Attack, boys.
The Bryks have less than half their budget to complete the house. With the basement work, the money they have to finish is being chipped away. They still need to finish the main floor, but nothing can go forward until the basement is done.
Crap.
See how far we've come. It's quite an accomplishment already.
What is this?
This is the dirt. You can see how hard that actually is. And that's why the water didn't want to dissipate through it when it came underneath the footing.
So you'll dig a trench all the way around?
Absolutely. Just enough for our weeping towel to fit in. The water can't rise through 4 inches of gravel plus 4 inches of concrete.
Right.
It would much rather take our weeping tile, run along and go to our sub pump and be pushed out of the building.
So I can't believe how fast this is going.
Machine's got nothing on us. It's an actual delta membrane that goes on and it just allows the water to trickle in if it decided to through the outside and it forces it underneath your floor into our weeping tile. We use the corrugated weeping tile around the entire interior of your house. It's always important to make sure your delta membrane runs into the gravel, not into the concrete, not into the dirt. What I'm doing right here is adding our 4-inch gravel base for our concrete. We put 4 inches of concrete on top of that. That's the code. Dump it right here, buddy. Once we've meshed the entire thing the whole way around, the final process is put 4 inches of concrete in, and you'll have a finished floor.
Coming up, Danielle hires a landscaper to keep Greg on the right path.
I won't chastise you too hard, but
It's okay, Danielle will.
But Greg has his own vision for the garden.
Whoa! Whoa! We tried to stop him.
The Bryks may be tight, but not as much as their budget is. They have blown through more than half their budget and are still living in one room.
Greg, I can't see.
Oh, goodness.
But their dreams of having their own rooms got washed away with last week's rain.
there was water in the basement.
Oh my God.
Now the basement is the #1 priority and is sucking up more of the budget than it was ever supposed to get.
I would roughly say between 8 and 12.
It seems crazy.
The construction is well on the way, and everyone is hoping this will be the last dollar spent on waterproofing.
Jump away, boys! We have a concrete truck at the front of the house. There's approximately has around 6 meters worth of concrete for our basement floor. Using a rake is the best way to spread gravel, concrete, everything. Allows you to get your good grade. You can look right down the barrel of the rake and make sure that everything's level. It's really hard to measure old houses just because the rafters are up and down. We set up our laser level at a certain height, and when that laser hits that nail, you know that you're bang on your mark. Right there's perfect on the nose. Yep, bang on. So we start in one corner, work our way around the perimeter. Essentially, we make a box, fill in each box until we've completed the entire floor. Have to go as quick as you possibly can because the concrete dries and it's the boss at that point. Ideally, you want to hit the floor with a whirlybird 8 to 10 times to make sure it's a real nice finish on the floor. So it's a long day for Franco, but it's the way to go to make it look really nicely.
With the basement the best it can be, the Bryks can now turn to fixing Greg's latest bit of handiwork.
Danielle called me in because Greg was having some trouble with taking care of the interlock. Things didn't go exactly how she wanted things to go, and she didn't think that he was up to the task.
It's a tad excessive, you might say.
I got in trouble for it if it makes you feel any better.
I won't chastise you too hard, but
It's okay, Danielle will.
this essentially creates a physical barrier between the aggregates and the subgrade. All right, so we've got our landscape fabric down. It's wheelbarrow and shovel time. This is high-performance bedding. It's essentially angular pea gravel, and it doesn't really suffer from any compaction.
Although the Bryks need to claw back every penny they can to make up for the basement cost, this is one area they can't. They have to make sure the front yard drains well to protect the basement.
So this looks amazing.
He's been doing a great job so far today, so you might want to make him a nice little special dinner tonight, that's for sure.
I'll get right on that.
So we just want to make sure there aren't any major low pockets anywhere. There we go. That's that. Our pattern's a runner bond, which basically means that the bricks are laid horizontally, and we essentially just use one of each of the 3 sizes in sequence. All right, so right now we're laying our soldier course, which is basically going to be the large border that goes around everything. So we just got to make sure that the grade is all nice and even. Yeah. And then we start off popping in bricks.
But where they can save money is on the stone. Instead of going with the Indian stone that Danielle wanted, they're going with the more affordable Brussels block interlock that Greg wanted. By missloping, Greg Dilberted them into getting what he wanted and saved a couple $100 to boot.
This looks wicked, huh?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I love it. I love my path. Not only for how great it looks, but in my mind, I can see how bad it could have looked.
Greg is really proud of himself.
So happy it's not a pile of mud anymore.
I think he's thinking he can do the backyard by himself, which is,
Coming up, Danielle has fixed one of Greg's blunders, but how is she going to fix this?
Whoa! Whoa, what happened?
We tried to stop him.
With the basement sealed and now the front yard pathed,
So happy it's not a pile of mud anymore.
the bricks are ready to tackle the next reno battle, planting. And Greg has his own DIY plants in the works.
My yard.
Right now, the front yard is one massive mud pit. I don't know anything about roots or anything, so it's just aesthetics. I would love for the garden to be really nice evergreens. I'd like to add some nice flowers, some nice color, and things that are interesting all year round.
Danielle has tapped 2 friends from their old neighborhood to lend a hand.
They both have beautiful, beautiful gardens and lots of expertise to share.
Let's begin to sort of frame things up and figure out what will work where.
They too, along with Danielle's mom, have been gathering plants for Danielle. Now, if they can survive Greg and his pruning plans, everything should go smoothly.
Greg, can you work faster?
Yeah. I'm just gonna drive Ella to ballet. I'll be right back.
Danielle gave Greg license to clear some of the dead wood from that shrub.
Shockingly, it's even uglier now.
Greg has taken it quite seriously and has cleared a lot of that dead wood.
Oh my God, I've killed everything.
And a lot of the non-dead wood. It's time to stop.
The shrub is a bit of the bane of my existence because it's just so unruly. You know, I have a chaotic enough life as it is. Kids, dog, moving, renos, that if I can control that little piece of nature, I will, and I will beat it back by any means necessary. What about this dead thing? That's gotta go.
No, it's not dead.
It'll come back,
Okay.
Greg.
It's dead now. What about this one?
No,
don't
leave it. Okay, give me the shears. Awesome.
I can do it by hand, you know. Caveman didn't have shears. Oops. Could someone just chuck me a saw for 1 second?
Smile. Soil looks nice and rich now. Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
oh.
What?
Whoa, what happened to the
I
bush?
cut it, baby. It's done. It's trimmed. It's pruned.
We tried to stop him,
He was a bit out of control for a minute.
but it will at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Danielle,
you think
come
it'll-
back.
it'll
It'll
come
be
back.
greener. It'll be healthier.
I should probably cut it all down at this point, right?
With the donation from Mom and neighbors, the Bryks only had to spend $300 on plants and shrubs. Even with the needed landscaping labor to fix Greg's attempt at sloping, the front yard only cost them $2,200, about $1,000 less than they were expecting to pay. Now, with a little paint, the yard will be all done.
This is the final sort of little details on the front of the house, which has been an unbelievable transformation.
We are salvaging the original door.
There was a bit of a debate about black or red, and red is sort of vivid and Danielle likes it, but its origins are brothel-esque. And I'm a coward when it comes to brothels.
How happy would you be if it was true, the door, like,
Abundance?
of sex? Right? The red. How bad could that be? You're so... Oh, you should
Get a can of paint! I didn't know that!
Do you remember what it looked like before?
Unfortunately, I remember exactly what it looked like before.
The look we were going for in the front was a very classic, kind of muted colors.
It feels really peaceful and nice.
It's nice to have your visions materialize like that. It's kind of strange. You had this idea in your head and then it's now physically manifested. It's kind of cool. I think the garden looks so pretty.
It's fantastic.
And it will grow more eventually, but...
No, it looks great now compared to the mud pit that I left it as before. It's beautiful. I love it.
The house is so nice to approach now. When we're walking down the street, we're like, oh, wow, we love it. We're proud that we live here. So it's starting to feel a lot more welcoming and more homey.
The bill for the basement has come. Final tally for the floor work came in at $10,800, which means they'll have to make up that money by cutting somewhere else. But today is all about enjoying what has been finished. Tomorrow they'll worry about what needs to be done.
Is that the kids coming? Because I think my Ella senses are tingling.
What happened? What happened? That's so different. Yeah.
Hey. Whoa!
Did you actually do any of this?
My big labor was the digging part and the moving stuff.
Let's see, can you still skip on the path, Ella?
Toughen motorcycle boots, Ella. Pick that up, please. Come on. Grab your bags. Someone grab the tea. Make dinner. You probably have homework. Someone has soccer, I'm sure. Let's go. We're gonna have buttered chicken.
Coming up on Building Bricks. Living in a construction zone is finally taking its toll on the bricks.
Danielle, this is crazy, even for us.
And all of the hidden costs are adding up.
Now we can put that slate on there instead.
We can't.
That means cuts and more cuts.
Oh my God.
Just about killed myself.
And Greg and Danielle must recruit the entire family to help out.
That's the ironing board.
How much more of this reno nightmare can this family take?
This is taking a long time, and I just hope it ends soon.